Welcome to Empowered by AI. I'm Michelle Nutzi Silva. This podcast is for women building what's next and using AI with intention. In Season 6, you'll hear from founders, educators, creatives, and builders who are actually using AI to think better, work smarter, and move with intention. We're learning from conversations about readiness, literacy, and taking action, because every episode gives you ideas you can use immediately. Let's get into it.
We have Diane with us today. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. I like her so mucho. And I get to have her again. It has been a hot minute, though, since you've been on the show. So, will you take a minute and just tell everybody who you are, what you do, and your magic?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's been a year. I think it's been a year because the last time I was on, we talked about completely different stuff. I was writing my book on client boundaries for web designers. That's what I was doing. I was going to
I
teach
remember that
class.
conversation.
Right. I was so excited and I was doing AI, but it was all in that context. And then and it was actually doing that work. I expanded the book and I was like, this is really about branding and brand strategy. Like you can't really, that became a part of it. And then when I started doing that, I was like, I've got a lot to share about this and the work I'm currently doing for clients and how AI is changing and expanding brand strategy, which is what we'll talk about today. And anyway, long and short of it, I want to say 2 or 3 months after we did our last one, I started my AI membership, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So definitely a hard pivot. So this is going to be all new stuff.
This is absolutely, and oh my God, I'm so excited because for those of you that are not yet in her membership, damn, get yourself in. It is so good. It is so good. And the value that you give for the price that you're asking, sister.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. It's so
I know.
good. It is so good and so fun. And I'm so excited. I'm going to shut up because I just want you to be able to share. So, I mean, ladies, if you are not yet sitting in front of your screen, we're going to be recording this. And of course, the traditional audio, got to have it. But if you get a chance to sit in front of a screen and go through this with Diane, she's going to be modeling that action taking is forward in this episode. So if you need to hit pause because there's so much this is going to be visual. We want you to get the most out of it as possible. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Because I'm going to end up handing it right back to you in a second because we're going to do stuff for you, Michelle. I'm very excited.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We needed an example. So I'm like, we're going to do stuff for Michelle on this call. So yeah, so I'll talk more about the membership and stuff at the end if anybody's curious, because that's kind of where I honed all these systems and processes. And, once you start teaching, I was doing it for clients, but once you start teaching it, it goes next level. But the biggest thing that I learned, so I've been designing websites since 2006. And so I've seen all the tech and the trends and the gimmicks come and go. And when AI landed, I was like, I have to get on this. I know this is going to be a huge thing. And I got really heavy into the brand imagery stuff, which is how you and I met. And pretty quickly, once the AI started getting out there and once the slop started taking over, that's when I learned, and I mean, we all did, how important branding is. And it's just getting more and more important. My prediction is that the conversation around branding is going to get way more sophisticated over the next 2-3 years, because you're going to have to start being way more consistent about what you put out online. And that means you're going to have to be way more clear and way more strategic about what you're doing in your brand. And we can break that all down in terms of GEO and AI search and even the new LinkedIn algorithm, which I've been learning, that is just the way social media is running now. Everything you're doing has to be streamlined or the AI is not going to recognize who you are. And so much about what's coming is going to be about AI search. So anyway, so that's kind of all of my background. Yeah, the branding is a huge piece, but also I'm a web designer and I'm a brand strategist. And so I've always been fascinated by visuals and the kind of feelings they evoke and what they say about you and how good visuals are or are not at selling a brand. It was always kind of shocking to me that I mean, it doesn't matter how good I am at designing websites. If somebody gives me really crap images, the website's going to look like crap. There's just no, like, we're all talking
This
all
is
the
where
time.
I'm going to jump in.
But this is the thing, right? Like, we all want to raise our prices and charge what we're worth and all these things. But if your images look like they're unpolished and your profile is like a Facebook image you cropped your ex out of from like 10 years ago, like, it's just, it's just not going to convey the image that you want. And of course, we know now that AI images fix all of that. But again, only if you can do them cohesively. Because if you're not, it's just like stock images. It's just like trying to go out and finding stock images that work for you. You're going to end up curating a whole bunch of images that look different. They've been taken from different shoots.
Yeah.
They've got different
Yeah.
lighting, different colors, right? So the whole point of AI and what we're going to dive into today is how to create a cohesive, strategic image library that helps establish you consistently across all platforms and gives you the same look and makes you look polished and makes you look just how you want to look. And we're going to talk about the brand strategy side of it, like how we get there. And then you're going to get to watch me do it for Michelle in Mood Board. So
Okay, this is going to be fantastic because one, thank you. I feel so seen and exposed right now. Because
I get it.
you know how I function, and I feel like there's a lot of people that do this. I am messy, but moving forward. That's constantly my MO. So I have a website that doesn't look like my podcast. My podcast doesn't look like it looked 3 years ago because I got a bug and decided to do some flipping. And while I was flipping, I wasn't 100% happy with it, but it was done. So there's all of these moments where, and I think that happens to a lot of people. They come to branding in moments. I have a second and I know I need to do this. And there's so many glorious tools. I can make myself look like a Sports Illustrated beach swimsuit ready individual in 2 seconds if I wanna. I know I can play around with all of this. Rather or not, I have created a consistent existence online
Yeah.
is a whole nother reality because I'm messy but done, messy but done, messy but done. And I never go back and look because I'm constantly just like, you know what I mean? Like wearing all the hats, doing all the things. And so I'm super, super into this. And this is one of the reasons why I just think there's so much value in your membership is because you're really helping people sit and stay for a minute with this and not just left to their own devices either. You've got a real strategy behind this. And again, I'm going to go back to shutting up again because I feel like you're going to be able to share this way better than I can.
Yep. Oh, definitely. This is a working system. This is what I do for paying clients. Now, what I'm going to do for you is going to be super truncated and abbreviated, and we're just going to get close, but you're going to see the nuts and bolts of what I do. And honestly, everything that I'm going to do, the really hardcore strategy and everything, it's still in the free tier of my membership. So if people want to dive deep, they can go in, they can join and like get all the stuff. But yeah, so you can get really strategic and have tons of fun, like really thinking out your brand and stuff. But we're just at least going to take a swipe at this because I agree with you, Michelle. Done is better than perfect. I love that. Movement is messy and it's amazing. But yeah, this is going to help us, at least get a little cohesive as we move forward.
Yeah.
So, and I love what you said too. Can I just say, I love what you said that branding happens in moments for most of us.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. And that's so true. I love that.
Yeah, no, it is. And I know I need to put my big girl pants on. And I know I need to present a cohesive image. And I could do better. I know I could. But it's like the moment is gone. And then I'm next thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's all great. And this is going to help you get started and clean some of that up. So, okay. So I am going to share my screen. So share screen, window. Okay. We're going to say Midjourney and then it should jump us right in there. Great. Okay. So now. So you can see Midjourney?
Yes.
All right, we've got it. Okay, great. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go And we're going to do a quick search. So I already know about your business quite a bit, but we are going to start with just doing a tiny bit of research so we can see what kind of images are out there and we can get a sense for like what resonates with you and what doesn't. So we're going to say women in AI and just do a really quick search. I'm going to go straight to images. And so here's what I'm going to ask you. So when we look at these images, the thing that we're getting a sense for is what are the trends in your industry? And we just want to get an idea of what people are using, because sometimes you're going to want to align with trends strategically because it's going to give people that instant hit of this is exactly what you do. They're going to know if they're in the right place. But sometimes you might want to break from trends. And so we're going to discover like a few of those pieces just by getting a sense of what you like and what you don't. So
Okay.
are there any images like straight off the bat that you're like, ooh, that's cool? Or, ooh, I don't like that?
I think that woman with robot is kind of overdone. I've seen that 1,000 bajillion times.
I
So
agree.
like that one specifically, I literally think I created that in Korea the other day. It's like I think that just happened.
I
And
get it.
so I'm kind of heading away from that because
Okay.
they always seem to have, and here's what it is that I don't like. I'll get specific with it. They always seem to have, the women in the picture always seem to have this glazed over vacant look on their face. So
Mhm.
to me, when I look at that, it isn't a image that invokes action, right?
Interesting.
It's static to me and it's consumer-ish. So when I see that, that's kind of where my brain is going. Whereas when you look down at the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, the women in AI, like I love the fact that's her and it's real and I just see her like I look at that and I think, "Oh, she's proud." You know what I
Mm,
mean? So
mm,
there's this image of women that I've had the luxury of seeing, which is very action oriented, very engaged, very real. And
mhm.
then there's the stock imagey, which is a little bit more vacant, a little bit more passive, a little bit more I'm engaging with a robot that's doing everything for me. And it's like, are you though? Isn't there a lot of action happening? You know what I mean?
I I
That's a
love
lot
that.
of
I think
baggage that I just dumped on you.
no, no, honestly, I think that's perfect. And I'll tell you, for my designer and illustrator's eye, what I'm looking at when I see these two images is I see AI plastic face on her. I see
Mhm.
perfect model. I see perfect hair. I see perfect everything. And like you said, this cliche of woman plus robot, it's ridiculous. And then when we look at this one, it's like she's a real human being. There's a little gray in her hair. I'm seeing wrinkles, like she's my age. Like you said, she's got a real expression on her face. Like you said, she looks proud, she looks
Mhm.
engaged,
Mhm.
totally different thing. Okay, so
Mhm.
very good. So again,
And
with this one, her skin tone's a little more realistic, but it's the same sort of vacant stare and
right,
everything.
even if we were to go with that, I prefer again going down towards the bottom, the woman there in yellow,
Mm,
she's moving, right? You
yeah.
see that
Mhm.
action, like she's doing
Oh,
stuff. And so
excellent.
there's a sense of she's interacting with the digital. And I
Yes.
totally appreciate that.
Yes. I like that. I like that. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's click on a few more of these. So
Okay.
do you like this one?
Uh, that
Kind of
doesn't
slow.
do as much. She's squishing a brain.
No, no, I get yeah, she's squishing a brain. This one's kind of I like the lighting in this one. I think the lighting's kinda interesting. Talk to me
Yeah,
about
that was,
colors
and
a little
that
bit.
really, if it was my podcast from the first few seasons, that would vibe totally because that was the neon blue, the pinks, the neon sign types of the brick wall even. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
totally,
cool.
yeah.
Okay, awesome. Talk to me a little bit about illustrations. Are we liking illustrations, or do we wanna stick with realistic photography?
Let's go realistic.
I like that too. I think that's right for your brand. You're gonna have so many images of real women doing things.
Because
So this is another
we know so many women that are doing things that it's just, I think it's just such a resource.
yeah. Yeah, I like that. Again, I don't love this one. Super plastic face, very like
Mhm.
very perfectly done. The lighting is very cool. I like how they've done that. What do you think of
Mhm.
this color scheme actually? I'm wondering, do you want to stick with the blue and pink of your logo?
The thing that so here's what I was hearing about the darkness is that it's shadow and the
That's right.
darkness is not a good look because it's keeping things in shadow, keeping things hidden. Whereas I was thinking like 80s neon kind of vibe, right? But it was putting off a little bit more of that darkness than what I wanted. And
Okay,
so I
cool.
like the lighting in the fact that she is in spotlight, but I
Mhm.
don't necessarily think it needs to be like dark,
Yep.
dark.
Yep. I like that. This isn't necessarily like women in AI, but I do like this image.
I'm so glad you clicked on it because it caught my eye. I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah, that's really fun. I like the lighting behind her.
Yep,
I like the skyline behind her. I like the like wrinkle in her dress. This doesn't have the look of perfect. That's what, when the
that's
dress
what it
hangs
is.
perfectly and the skin is perfect and the pose is perfect. She looks like she literally just turned around in the wind, like I like that vibe. Okay, so we're getting a good sense. I think I probably have enough to go on to start.
Okay.
Um I mean, I like that. I don't have anything negative to say about that. That's gorgeous.
No, no, open, well lit.
Is this feeling like your brand with a little more of the pink and blue in it?
I think if it was a little bit less sterile,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
good.
we'd need to have a little bit of, edge in there.
This is gorgeous. Again, I don't know if
Yeah,
it has anything to
right?
do
I
with
looked at that
AI,
and I
but
was like, ooh.
right?
I
She's a
love her
silver
reflection
rim,
in the glass too. That
right?
is kick ass.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and one of the other things we could do in Midjourney, if we were taking more time, and I might regret that we're not doing it now, but we could take some of these images, download them, upload them to Midjourney, and ask Midjourney to describe them. And then we could start
Mm.
regenerating similar images and figure out which ones we like and don't like. But that was a
Hmm.
process I wasn't going to dive into doing today. I think we have enough. So,
Hmm.
okay. So let me sum up. So, again, from my designer background, what I've gotten from Michelle is we have determined that and I know her. I'm not sure I can pull up. Actually, I can. Let's go to your podcast and I'll show people what I'm looking at when I'm talking about your logo. Oh, is your logo not on here? Yeah, it is. Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Michelle's logo. And see, this is what she was saying about it being dark. And we've talked about this before, actually. But
Mhm.
so she's got this kind of like bluish color, some lighter, but also this kind of, and it's a little bit teal. And then this almost like corally kind of pink color. And then, like we were saying, it's just a little bit too dark. But this is kind of the color scheme that we're working. We will be uploading this to Midjourney to get some help with it. But the
Mhm.
other things I'm hearing from her is we want realistic women. Do you tend to attract like Gen X and boomer women? Are we looking at like that age range?
That seems to be, yeah, Gen X definitely. And then
Okay.
it ranges from elder millennial
Okay.
to younger boomer.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, me too. So about that age range, and we're looking at women who are in active poses, taking action, doing things,
Mhm.
lighter color scheme. And what was the other thing that you said that I thought was like, oh, we got to remember that? Maybe it was just those two things. But so you
The
guys are getting
action
a sense of
taking.
what I'm looking for. Okay, so
Mhm.
now let's go to Claude. Now I've already been talking to Claude about Michelle, and I will
Oh.
make this chat public and give the chat to Michelle so she can link to it. So if you want to read these prompts and copy these prompts, you're welcome to. So basically, I told Claude, I need your help building a brand image library for a client in Midjourney. Before we create prompts, I need you to help clarify her brand. Now, I do not like it when AI interviews me because I have more better things to do than sit here and answer 25 questions about my brand and my niche. So don't do that. So I'm like, I am going to give you her podcast and LinkedIn profile, analyze them for this info: her business type, ideal client, brand personality, visual style, preferences, colors, the feeling she wants her images to evoke, what she wants to avoid, and any existing images or references that she loves, because we're going to put all of those into Midjourney. Once you have everything, interview me one question at a time for anything else, which we'll get to. And then we're going to create prompts. And then I give Midjourney like some details on how to create prompts. And it says, okay, share her stuff. So I did. So I put in her podcast and I just pasted her LinkedIn bio. And it said, fantastic. So now you and I are going to look at this and see how well Claude did. And we're going to make any edits that we need to. So business type, Michelle runs 3 interconnected ventures, data parity, AI. She leads AI Academy and the Empowered by AI podcast. She's a speaker, consultant, educator, and community builder. That's probably fine, right? For the purposes of images.
No, that works.
Okay. Women entrepreneurs and leaders, especially women of color who are non-technical but AI curious. This is her niche. They're building businesses, navigating tech spaces, and want to lead confidently without needing a CS degree. Also, institutions and organizations seeking ethical AI consultation. Again, I'd say that's spot on, right?
Yep.
Brand personality is bold, warm, intellectually sharp, mission-driven, inclusive, no nonsense, but approachable. She describes herself as a self-proclaimed nerd who mixes storytelling, strategy, and humor. Love that. That's perfectly true. Think brilliant professor meets community organizer meets tech innovator. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Brilliant. Oh my God. I'm blushing.
Yay. Did such a good job. Okay. Now, so visual style preferences inferred. And the one thing that I should have done that I didn't do is I should have uploaded your logo, which I'm going to do next. But okay. So human-centered over cold corporate tech, warm and real over sterile and futuristic, community and collaborative over isolation, diversity is non-negotiable, women of all backgrounds, especially Black women and women of color, colors infused from the podcast art. Ooh, it got it. Shows deep jewel tones, likely purples, teals, and golds. Need verification from you. Feeling to evoke empowered, capable, seen, energized, forward, moving. You belong and you can do this. Hello.
I love it.
Yeah. Hello. What to avoid? Cold, all white, generic stock photos. So this is how good Claude is and the whole thing. She literally said, don't make it that sterile, all white image. Yep. So it's picking up on that from her. Tech imagery that centers white men or feels exclusionary, dystopian or robotic AI visuals.
What'd I say? See, there you go. It gets me.
It's doing great. Yep. Overly corporate or sterile. Podcast cover art is the clearest existing brand asset. I'd love to know more about it from you. That's what Claude is telling me. So that's great. And now one question at a time. Here's my first. What are the primary colors? Okay. You can.
Now, to be honest with you, just drawing from that logo is best because here's another branding in the moment kind of thing. The gold that is on that website, I have no idea where that came from. It's just there. It's just there. And you know that's okay. All right, cool. It's there.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you can draw her colors from this logo that's been uploaded. Note that there isn't any gold in it. Also note that she's moving away from the darkness of this image and including more white and maybe lighter.
More natural light. Yeah.
And let's say natural light and neutrals that are, what do I want to say, that are magnified or contrasted by these colors in her logo. And then let's put in what we also just learned from Michelle. So the other thing I'm going to say is we also want to add the words confident and proud. I love that you said proud. I think that's just such a good, it's something that comes up in my membership all the time is we're always like, the imposter syndrome is real. And there aren't many women who are doing this kind of stuff. And like, it's just a whole thing. So, and I see so many women creating amazing things with AI. And so, I love claiming the proud.
And that's why she stood out to me, right? It's like, that's what I want every woman to look like, that creates and puts themselves out there right now. Oh my God.
Right. And I'm also saying, and I want to emphasize that she's about women taking action, and she doesn't like silly AI cliches. For example, robots talking to women. Okay, so I'm going to put that in, and then it's probably going to ask me a few more questions. So we'll just go through and see what it says. And we can always stop this. It honestly probably has enough right now to create the prompts, but let's go through this process. It's working. So it says, okay, great. Deep navy, dark teal. Yep. Hot pink color. Yeah, perfect. Electric cyan. Yeah, nice. Noted on all of that. Perfect. Next question. What's the primary setting mix? Okay, so now we're going to think about the worlds that we want to create for you. So
Okay.
generally, when I'm creating a brand portrait or brand photo shoot for someone, I'm always like, what are the two worlds that we want to create it in? Usually, almost always, it's a home office because we all work from home. We're all in our homes doing this stuff. So it's your flavor of home office. Is it cozy? Is it warm? Is it more polished and professional? Is it fun? Is it creatively messy? Is it chaotic? Like those things. So usually it's
I'll
a home
stop
office.
you at messy.
Perfect.
The camera only goes right here. Everything beyond these walls is a pile.
Perfect. And then we think about another world. So for me, my other world is Chicago. I live in downtown Chicago. It's a big part of my brand. I love my city. So mine is a home office and then walking around downtown Chicago. So for you, what do you think it is? Because it could be like a creative artist studio with some tech in it. It can be made up. That's the other thing. We're in AI world. It could be an alien planet. It can be whatever you want. Thoughts?
I think immediately what comes to mind is it's between like the Create conference comes to mind. The facilitation comes to mind. Speaking comes to mind. Facilitating things comes to mind. So I think of every time I've tried to create like a home podcast studio, mine always falls short. They get a little cliche-y, there's always the giant microphone that's slightly not realistic and there's, half a headphone on one side of a woman's head. And then the other thing that I've always appreciated is creating an environment where I'm speaking, because it seems like and that's the easiest way for me to describe it. Not that I'm sage on a stage in any way, because that's not what it is, but it's more about that group facilitation. So those to me are the two worlds that I think represent, because for all of the things that I do, I'm talking to people about them, stepping out into different environments to either facilitate moments where people are understanding AI or facilitate moments where women are sharing their creation. That kind of speaking opportunity always comes up.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what I said was her main world is a conference where women are teaching, meeting in groups, holding public speaking events.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say techie magic connection is happening. And then the secondary world is a home office that's polished, but also comfy and approachable. Sound right?
Okay.
I
haven't dusted, so I don't think it's polished.
But in the AI world, you don't have to.
But in AI world, right? See, this is the thing, right? Okay, I get it.
Okay, so when you picture the women in these images, are they predominantly Black women and women of color, a diverse mix that always includes or something else, and age range? Diverse in both skin color and shape, and
yes, please,
because it'll always skew skinny. Skin color and shape, and Gen X-ish. So 50s, 40s, and 60s, and it'll vary that up a little bit.
And they will all look 90 because AI doesn't know how to do our group.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we'll just see how it does, and we can always correct for it. For the conference speaking world, what's the vibe of the venue? Think sleek, modern hotel ballroom, intimate workshop loft, bright co-working event space, or something else? And are we picturing large audiences or smaller?
Oh, this is cool. I have never imagined an intimate workshop loft. I kind of want to know what they're going to do with that.
Okay. So I'm going to say, let's try intimate workshop loft. And what are we thinking? 30, 40, 50 attendees, 50 attendees-ish?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, so we're going to say, and again, this is just going to give us our first prompts. You can always edit this later, we can change, we can expand, but this is just to get us going. Yep, for the home office world, what are your 2 to 3 must-have elements you want to see consistently? So we want to see a laptop. What kind of desk do you want to have in your fantastic AI home office? Is it like sleek? Is it like a fancy roll top?
No,
Or
this is a let's do like a wraparound. It's like a corner setup wraparound
so I'm going to say wrap
podcast
around
mic.
modern desk.
Yes.
Do you have
And
bookshelves and stuff?
do I have shelf? I do. I have what do they call the shelves that are just attached to the wall? There's no like floating shelves. I have
Uh,
language.
I like it. I like it.
They're
Floating
floating
shelves.
shelves, and I have all my grandpa's old cameras. It's really cool. Yeah.
That is very
Pictures,
cool. I like
pictures, and
that.
all my grandpa's old cameras.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then plants. I
Mm.
gotta have plants. I gotta have green. You know what I wish I had? Some kind of a fountain. Can we just make my dream office?
Yes. Yes. We totally can. Let me,
Candles.
I like, okay, so what kind of lighting situation? So we're going to say, let's give you some bright
Natural.
windows. Yeah.
Yeah, bright windows, natural light.
Where do you live?
I live Central Coast, California.
Think Central Coast, California. And what was the other thing I was going to say about this? Yeah. Do you drink coffee or tea while you work?
Oh, coffee is so necessary.
Yeah. Cup of coffee, always nearby.
And
Then
I
what was it?
handwrite stuff. Half of my piles are Post-its and notebooks. Swear.
That's what I was going to say. So
Yeah.
think creative, artists, studio. I don't want to say artist because it'll give us artist stuff. Think creatively, messy think slightly. Let's not have it go nuts. Think slightly, creatively,
Careful, it'll
messy.
look what it actually looks like.
With some journals and pens all always around. Okay, so let's run with that and see what it does. I can see it completely. Perfect. So it's got it. Okay, great. So now it's going to give us our prompts. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Midjourney. Now here's the first thing that we're going to do. You can see the images I've been creating for one of my clients. She's so much fun. I know, right? So we were having a lot of fun. She lives on the Oregon coast. So can you just hello?
Oh my God.
Right.
I want to be there.
And she's kind of like witchy and like so fun. She's like so cool. Yeah. So anyway.
That's like going to be in Practical Magic too, right there. That scene.
Okay. Let me think here. What were we just doing? So let's grab, Claude. So I'm going to grab the first prompt and we're going to come over here. Oh, actually, let's do it this way. We've got the prompts. Let's do it this way and see, because we did all the visual creative stuff. I have kind of a shortcut hack if people don't have all the visual help, or if they're not sure where to start, but you got to join the membership for that. We don't have time to go through that. Okay. And you're going to see, I'm just like copying and pasting and we're just going to run with stuff. Yeah. And we're going to see what you like and what you don't like. And we're going to see if we have enough to create a mood board. And we're going to
see, I cannot understate how lovely it is to do this with someone because of the fact that just, brainstorming all of this with you is such a gift.
Yeah, it does help. I think I've got them all. I don't think I've skipped any. We'll have enough for mood board fodder regardless. Yeah. And I just asked for 10 to start again, because we just want to get close and let's see what we can create. Okay. So now we have these coming up. Okay. So we've got some messed up faces. So one of the things to remember about Midjourney is when you create images, you only have so many tokens. You only have so much of Midjourney's power that you can assign to different things in the image. Midjourney will take long prompts, but the longer the prompt, so it always weights things at the beginning more heavily than stuff at the end. And the more stuff you give it, the harder time it has with the details. So with an image like this, where there's a lot going on, it's going to have a hard time dealing with facial expressions and keeping people looking human. And if you'll notice, they also all have the exact same expression. They're all a
Mm-hmm.
little like kind of sad and dreary. So I would fix that. I would say happy conference attendees. But what you and I are looking for in these is not necessarily are these images that are images you would use. What we're looking for is what images have 3 things that we can create your mood board from for your brand mood board.
Nice.
One is subject matter. So we want to
Okay.
make sure that it's got like, and they all will, because Claude helped us create them, but like techie things and women of the right age, and like laptops and desk things and stuff like that. Does it have the
Mm-hmm.
stuff, the subject matter that you want in your images? 2 is medium. These are all going to have that as well. So it's just like, are you creating an impressionist painting? Are you creating a retro photograph? Are you creating a realistic photograph? We talked about that in the beginning. Your brand is realistic photography. All of these are going to have that. Oh,
Yep.
and you know what? Actually, now that I say that, let's check our settings. Okay, so I have raw turned on. So anytime you're
Okay.
creating photos, you always want raw turned on. Okay. Third thing is visual style and tone. Now, this is the thing you're really going to want to be looking at in these images. Does it have the visual style and tone you want? Colors, textures, any other kind of like elements, like blurry things or not blurry things, movement, all that kind of stuff. I'm noticing right off the bat, we have a lot of very posed images. So we're probably going to want to mix that up a little bit, but we can at least make sure that colors, textures, lighting, focus, like depth of field, things like that are what you want. So let's start looking through these. Which ones call out to you right away as images that you love?
Okay. So I do like if you look at what's going on with her, right? It's like mouth part way open,
Mm-hmm.
and she could very well be answering a question somebody just asked, right?
Yes.
So I like that. That part is good. And then if I could see the whole so if you look at the very top row, the second image where it looks like everybody gathered to pose for a photo,
Uh-huh. Oh,
no, the other from the other direction.
this one?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I love that because it's like that to me is like somebody would gather everybody up to take a picture, right? At a
Okay.
moment, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
just that
Cool.
realistic kind of everybody's gathering to take that picture. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. I think there could be a little bit more diversity in skin tone, but that's totally workable.
And even
Um,
kind of face, like they almost all have the exact same face and the face expression, like
yeah.
almost every smile. It's very, very, but that's a mid-journey thing, tends to do
Yes,
that. But
yes.
we can
And
always
that's all
prompt around that.
tweakable. I think
Yeah.
it's the moment. It looks like a realistic moment. Whereas that second row,
The
all
skin
wearing
tones too.
V-neck exact same tops. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a little off a little bit. That seems a little posed. And then
That one's fine.
yeah. Yeah. Though
I kind of like that
yeah,
one.
that's not bad at all. It's got a little bit more realism to it. Like you could
Mhm.
say that they were there at an event together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some photographers walking around taking pictures. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that makes sense to me.
Hmm.
And then oh, we have a whole I didn't even see these ones. Okay.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch more. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. Speaking from the back, not your traditional. That one looks very cool.
Yeah, I
Could have
like that
caught
one
her
too.
like right in the moment.
Right.
It's
I don't
the
like
it's
that.
go
I
ahead.
don't like the colors of that one. That's not your color
Yeah, it's
scheme.
the that darkness again. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and again, we're missing. I'm not loving these photos for what I wanted them for, because it missed a little bit too much of it missed a little bit too much of your color scheme that I want to have in the mood board, but it's still
Mm,
really good to see these, because I
mm-hmm.
think some of what it's doing is pretty impressive. I mean, that's your color scheme. That's gorgeous.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. These are really good. Same
Yeah,
thing.
the desk ones are not too terrible. That one, I don't like that one as much as the other one we just looked at. But you
Okay.
can see where it's putting the colors. It's putting the colors in the
Right.
books, in the
Yep.
laptops. Yeah.
Yep, in the sky, in the roofs. And again, here, same thing. We've got the blue, we've got the peach,
Love that.
it's
Oh my God. Hold right there. Look at this.
oh,
Look at this. Look at this. This is the exact same little fake cactus. I got a little fake succulent over here, just like we have there in the picture. Swear.
that's amazing.
Midjourney
Yeah,
knows me. Knows
Midge,
me.
it does. It does.
That
Okay.
succulent does not have dust on it, though. I just want to point that out.
And it did a really good job too. Oh, I like this one with the little writing and that
That's
one's
great.
pretty
Yeah,
fun.
all the succulent ones can stay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is not bad. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at this and I know that if we put these in a mood board, we're not going to get the really strong or hardcore matching that I want. So I'm going to do a really quick hack that I've done before. So let's try and just do, I mean, I really like doing a mood board for this. I think the mood board's better. Let's go ahead and create your mood board. So we're going to say new mood board and we're going to say Michelle Muncie Silva. And we're going to say upload images and we're going to upload. So I like mood boards in particular. You could do this as a reference image, a style reference image, or an image reference image. But I like doing it as a mood board because I like what it pulls in. It pulls in way too much if you use it as an image reference, and it doesn't pull in quite enough, in my opinion, if you use it as a style reference. Mood boards are just unique. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go in to create and we're going to turn that mood board on and we're going to turn off my other clients. We're going to make sure nothing else is checked because that happens too. And we're going to go ahead and create some what I call mood board fodder. We're going to create graphics. We're going to create backgrounds. We're going to create stock photos and let's create a laptop. And we're going to let that run. And then we're going to do it again. And we're going to say home. We're going to say slightly messy home office. Let's say slightly messy feminine home office. We're going to say desk flat lay. And we're going to say, what else do we want? Flat lay. And we're going to say woman in, let's just say woman in tech and see what it gives us. Okay. And so it's got the mood board on it. So you're going to see what it did is it went crazy interpreting her
logo,
thank you, into these images. And so let's go back and take a look. So I'll show you really quickly. So you can see, remember how I was saying the three things? It's going to pull in the visual style. So it's a little bit the subject matter, right? So we've got these little wires and we have it's very techie looking. The medium, it's going to think this is somewhat of a photograph, maybe a little bit of an illustration. So our images are probably going to be a little polished-y kind of. And then, color scheme, textures, all those kinds of stuff. So we'll see that echoed in all of these images. So we've got very, very techie things. I mean, that's fine. I don't hate these. She's cute. She's working on stuff. It's all going around her. Got some glass and things. I don't really hate that either. Ooh, we have fun laptops. We've got the Apple logo, which I don't know how necessary that was. Oh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yeah. No.
Right? Did you see? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Oh, look what it did with the home office. Slightly messy feminine home office.
Oh, that's fun.
And look at the desk flat lay, what it made. Oh, I don't hate that either.
Look at my cup of coffee. Look at that. Oh, that's cute.
Right? Yeah, we've got some good stuff.
I like that. That's fun with the cell phone there. Nice.
And yeah, so woman in tech, it's got some pretty cliche images. Okay, so let's do a thing. So let's go back to mood board. And what we're going to say is we're going to say add from creations. And we're going to pick some of these that we liked. Okay. And
let's get some of those flat lay ones in there. That was fun.
Right. These are pretty cool. I liked all these. I thought the flat lays were pretty cool too. I'm not going to pick any of the women because they were really polished-y, but that home office was fun. I liked the laptops. Some of these were cool.
Yeah, like those waves are interesting. Not the one
Yeah,
with the
right. There was kind
brain,
of some,
but yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
kind
Yeah.
of some fun stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to pick some of these because it still had some of her color scheme and stuff echoed in here, but it had more of like the subject matter that we wanted and those kinds of things. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to click.
That really good office image with the laptop and the book that had it's had the colors, and then all the succulent ones were super fun.
They really were. I like the succulent ones too. And then you liked, yeah, the bookcase
That
and the
last
laptop.
laptop one with the blue book right there, that was really cool.
Yeah, I liked that one too. And I liked this one. We're going to throw this one in there just so we have a little more balance. And there were some of these I really liked. I loved them. I loved them. I don't like that
Mm-hmm.
room. I don't like all the brown in that room. We liked
Yeah.
her. We loved her. We loved her. I like these people. You liked these people. I like the little
Mm-hmm.
pops of fuchsia and stuff. And again, I don't like the way they
Yeah.
did that room. I like her. Okay, so we've got a mood board that right now is a little bit chaotic. And normally I'm really a fan of making your mood board really tight, but I think this is going to get us where we want to go a little bit better. So now I'm going to go back down since Claude worked so hard to give us all of these lovely prompts. We're going to go back and we're going to run these again. We're going to double check that it's on and nothing else is on because it's so crazy. It's just got a mind of its own. And we're going to go ahead. Okay, so we're going to say with exposed, and we're going to say white brick here, warm Edison lighting, large windows, pink and teal, photorealistic. Go. That works for me. We're going to run this one again. I don't have anything to say about that. I do not like all the wood in this one. 40s of networking and intimate AI women's leadership, loft venue with warm Edison light bulbs. I feel like this is what's getting us in large industrial windows.
Maybe that's because we were playing around with loft. That's
Right.
what it was.
Maybe that's where it keeps bringing in the weird,
Yeah, it's
like,
putting you in a loft in a barn.
what does it not like about? Oh, I bet it's because I'm saying the word exposed.
Oh,
I bet it's because I'm saying the word exposed. Yeah.
okay.
If that's not hilarious.
It's
Okay.
it's
So we're
not
just going
quite as discerning. It's not getting the context of the use of the
to,
word.
right? We're not exposing the women, just the brick. It's
All the way
okay.
that it's okay with exploiting women and it gets caught there? Really?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with Edison bulbs. And we're going to do it again here.
Well,
I'm going to say white brick and just see what happens, just because I want to lighten these
yeah.
images. I don't like all this wood in the images. Okay, we love this one. We're just going to run that. I love the home office. We're going to run that.
Yep.
My guess is we're going to want to turn the mood board down. So I should probably slow my roll, but I'm having fun and I like to look at more
I was
images
gonna
as
say it's
opposed to
just so
fewer.
fun.
I know. I'm like, let's just go. Let's just see what it does. Okay, so now let's come up. So these are the exposed ones. Okay, now
Oh, now
we're
look
getting
what
it,
we're doing.
right? Oh,
Oh,
right?
so happy.
How amazing and gorgeous. And here's the thing, and this is the thing that I drill home, and this is why I teach this technique all the time, is when you look at it, you're like, well, this doesn't necessarily look like Michelle's brand. But if you think about a website created with these images or an entire social media feed created with these images, which you don't realize, but you wouldn't see when you see them all together, you're like, man, that just goes, man, that just fits, that just works.
Mhm.
Because here's her peach, here's her blues. Even here in the light, we're seeing reflected a little bit of that neon blue, the neon like cyan color. So like, this is why you do stuff this way. You would want to add a stand to your mic. It's whatever works. And again, they're a little too matchy. So again, we could turn the mood board's influence down. I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind
on
of
the
fun.
people, you see it more in the environment, though. It's
Yeah.
subtle enough that it's like, damn, that worked.
Look at this, right? I mean, it's even got a little bit of the neon. That's where it chose to put it. We've got some of the blue. I mean, everybody's wearing a chambray shirt, but I mean, look at that.
You could play around with that. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Right.
So
And so see,
fun.
and that's the thing is we're on to it, right? So now we're close. So now we're getting really close. So now
Mm-hmm.
you can tweak. Now you can tweak the prompts a little bit now, and you can even go back and create the mood board because once in a while, like you'll see things. I created a mood board for my brand, and when I created all the images, I kept seeing these pops of red, and I'm like, there's no red in my brand anywhere. What is happening? But in one of my Chicago images, there were all these taillights. And so it was pulling the red from the
Oh,
taillights into the mood board. So if you see anything that you're like, where the heck is the gold coming from? Like, I like all the bokeh, but I still don't like this brown. So we could
yeah.
go into the mood board and be like, where is that coming from? And
Remove
fix
that
it.
image and then you can go forward.
Right. Now she looks like she's answering a question. So I actually kind of like this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like you said, she's kind of facing the wrong way. And we would need to fix the hands. Now, my trick for fixing hands, you can do more in edit now in Midjourney. V8 is out, and V8 is much better at editing than the other models, but you can always just try upscale creative. And a lot of times it'll fix hands.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Just automatically, just like on their own. Like she needs a little help, but I would probably, this is a pretty big mistake. I'd go in and fix that in edit. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you can see, and let's look at some of your home office images.
Oh, man.
That's pretty cool, right?
I love that.
Pretty great. That looks a little more SoCal than you, I think, probably. But that's fine. The other thing you can do in Midjourney edit, you can go in there and edit the screen to be something else. Or if I were you, I would take this into Nano Banana and put your logo here on the screen.
Right. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So
Right.
much possibility.
See, and now you have your succulents, but it's way more branded. This is almost exactly your brand colors. From your logo.
Right. That is so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and let's see how it didn't fix our hands. We still have 6 fingers, but that's okay. 6. Well, really 9.5, maybe. I don't know. So that's Midjourney doing its thing. But look, we're doing work.
That's
I
cool.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
This is so much improved. Look at that.
right. And I'll tell you something else. So if we put in, so I'm going to say use this whole thing, it'll put the whole prompt in here. This profile R4WNYVV, that is this mood board. So you can use that on your own Midjourney account and generate all the images you want or create a mood board of your own.
Oh my gosh. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they transferred that way. So now that's like public.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, that is so cool.
And you can even use it in an aggregator. So if you're using something like Magi or Galaxy or Higgsfield or something, well, not Higgsfield, I don't think Higgsfield has Midjourney, but if you're using something that has Midjourney, and because most aggregators that have Midjourney don't have mood boards, but if you create the mood board here and get it honed and get it how you like it, you want to cancel Midjourney and go back to your aggregator, you can keep using your Midjourney, your mood board profile in the aggregator. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is so cool. And it's interesting too, because I'm looking at it now and I'm seeing it even more. Like there's a woman there that's smiling, her coffee cup and the lights, right?
Yeah.
It's all of that together. And
Right.
it's just the brand colors.
Like you can see it here. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, they all match. It's cohesive. And it just kind of builds. And now all you need is like a coral scarf or a pink scarf or a blue scarf or something that you wear on your YouTube videos or whatever. And it's like, wow, like she matches. It's all a thing, And that was
Mhm.
really easy. We did that in what, 45 minutes, 30 minutes?
That is
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yay, I know, right? It's really fun. I have a lot of fun with it. And you can go deeper with it for sure. There's certainly more work that you can do here with it. You can get a lot more strategic. We could, like, if you were a paying client, I would dive into like what are all the textures that you want. We would talk about like what do you want in the foreground and the midground and the background of all of your images. I mean, you can really get granular, but just this process will up level 90% of people's brands and stuff. So
Absolutely love it. I love it. And that's the whole thing is like you just took someone's messy but done
yeah.
and elevated it in the span of 45 minutes. That's just, I mean, give yourself an hour
Yep.
and elevate your brand by just following this episode.
Yep, exactly. And now you've got a permanent asset because you've got that mood board, and now you've got Claude. So you've got a thread in Claude. Now I do like Claude as a little tiny bit better than Chat or Gemini for prompts. I just think it does a more complete, detailed job. But if Gemini is your venue of choice, or you really love ChatGPT, if you do this process in there, that thread is going to have all the magic that you need to create all the prompts that you want. And then you just create them in your mood board and keep tweaking it and honing it. And yeah, I mean, you're set.
Ugh. Now, if you all are as addicted to this process as I am, you're going to want to join her community. Can you tell us a little bit about the community, please?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. So I run the AI Designers Academy, and it's just a really awesome community of women that are designers or visual creatives. I pretty much say that anybody who has like a good aesthetic sense is going to feel at home there. And it's just because we don't really care about AI gimmicks. We don't care about AI trends. We're really interested in creating workable, sophisticated AI imagery for paying client work, or to up level our own brands. And we have pretty sophisticated conversations in there about things like saturation and contrast and storytelling and brand strategy. So if you're a designer and you're like, I'm just not finding my home and my place where I can really create stellar images that people want and that people are willing to pay for and that really work to make somebody's business better, you would love it in there.
Oh, so fun.
Should I tell you the price and stuff and all that stuff too?
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. So right now it's $100 a month or $597 a year. And there is a free tier, but the free tier has things like this. It's got this stock photo image, and it's got like a few other things on like how to create GPTs and stuff like that. It's a really great place for beginners. But the paid tier is where all the magic happens. That's all of our calls that we have in the community, all the recordings, all the guest speakers, including Michelle's talk, that amazing talk that blew everybody's mind about Notebook LM. And also we go deep into AI portraits. So everything that I just did is times 10 when you get into AI portraits and you're talking about building out a brand photo shoot for someone. And those are 20 and 30-hour projects that we charge, $3, $4, or $5,000 for. So if you want to know more about that, get in the VIP tier.
Yeah. And I look at it as a person who, as an entrepreneur, I know I need to do a lot of this stuff myself. So I'm looking at the value that you're giving because it is showing me a path forward without me having to stumble and bumble my way through all the things. It's like, I look at that and I'm like, oh my God, I just want to sit and stay and just play and explore. And it's just so user friendly. I don't want anyone to think that you have to already have, like, you have to have your master's degree in branding and marketing to be able to apply all this. It's not that. It is so, so accessible. And you just break everything down so beautifully. I so appreciate you.
Thank you so much. That's lovely praise coming from you. I so value that. Thank you. That's wonderful to hear.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I only say it because it's true. All right. Is there anywhere else you want them to connect with you?
I'm on LinkedIn a lot. So join the school group. I would love to have you in there, but also follow me on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, send a connection request. Say, hey, I watched that awesome podcast interview with Michelle. And yeah, let's get connected there too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me. I'm always so happy to talk about this stuff and share the work I care about. I really appreciate it.
You've been listening to Empowered by AI, and I'm your host, Michelle Muncy Silva. If something from this episode clicked, don't let it stop here. Take one idea and try it out this week. And if you want to go deeper, head over to the Empowered by AI, the Slay Effect YouTube channel, where you can watch demos and walkthroughs from our guests today and so many others. Like, subscribe, and join us there so you don't miss out on what's coming next. All the links and resources are in the show notes. I'll see you next time.